Pull out the one below halfway. Then pull out your case far enough to reach the back row of boxes.
My name's Paul Collier. I'm the letterpress and typography technician at the University of Plymouth. Letterpress is an old form of mass production, an old form of printing, invented around about 1450s by Johannes Gutenberg. This workshop tends to work in the same way as it did back in that time. So by using these pre-moulded, reusable letters and made of metal and wood, movable type, we can produce words and sentences and paragraphs and pages of text. This is a 500-year-old process, and it moves like a 500-year-old process. It requires a greater degree of consideration when you're using this, mainly because there are no quick highlight and change sizes or typefaces like we can do on the computer. That's where technology has really pushed forward, is we can change things in an instant. Here, if you set up a paragraph or a sentence, if you get it wrong, or if you hadn't planned your way forward through that, then you just have to take it apart and start all over again. Once you're there amongst it, really, because I know the layout of the case, I'm familiar with where all the letters are in the boxes, my mind tends to wander. I'm listening to what students are saying in the room, I'm making sure the body language is all right, they're not struggling with things, and bit by bit I'm putting my letters together. And I know what it's going to look like. I have a vision of what it's going to come out like. I'm looking forward to seeing it, basically, and getting it finished. But the process is quite therapeutic. You can calmly put this thing together piece by piece, and it's a very enjoyable process. I think letterpress is we're going through a revival right now. We almost, particularly this country in particular, nearly lost a lot and jumped on the lithography bandwagon and just threw everything else away. The equipment now is becoming highly sought after now. We're in the process of people wanting to have this machinery and get hold of it, and that's not easy now because it's difficult to find. Sometimes even harder are spare parts and bits and pieces like that, and it's old school. It's all nuts and bolts and highly mechanical, and that makes life a little bit easier for us, really. But there are one or two pieces on each bit of kit that are difficult to find. That's just the way it is. quality of image produced by letterpress is quite sought after. The inked-in depression that is the characteristic mark left in the sheet by the letters is something that people don't see very often because of the laser print and the inkjet don't produce that anymore, and that's the familiarity. So when they see this, it has the wow factor, and I always like to see the look on it when a group of students come in for the first time and I'm showing them how the room operates and how it functions and how they function in the room. It's very clear that they've not seen that before, or they really get it. They really get what the quality of that is, and it's something that you can't really reproduce in any other way. It's that first look at the quality of the way that the type impresses into the paper. It's very special. Digital age does remove us from the tactile work, the more hands-on, and I think there is a longing in our soul to get back to that. Even if we can't, there is something about these places that people want to occupy and try out. Certainly as an art form, it is very appealing. It's very current now. Whether that will fade, I think it's interesting to note that there are other universities around Europe who are opening their own letterpress studios as we speak. That really tells a story there, I think, that this is here to stay.